What is going on, young men? I am the over 50 guy / the online dad. On today's video, I want to talk to you young men about putting the fucking weed down, man. Listen, I had no idea. I am talking to more and more young men out here that are struggling with smoking weed, right? First of all, I don't smoke. I tried it years ago, just really didn't take with me. Don't really like the way it makes me feel, so I never had a problem with that. But, coming up, most assuredly I was around plenty of people that did and enjoyed it and, had no problem with it. What is different now, young men, is that, back in my day, whether it was weed or whether it was alcohol, that was like weekend stuff for us. That was, even when I was in college, that type of stuff was like Thursdays, because Thursday was the last day of class, right? I won't lie to you and tell you that I didn't know people that would, smoke on a daily or maybe every other day, but it wasn't so much that you couldn't do anything else. That's the reason why it was done on a weekend or after work or something like that, because the idea was, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get muted, and I ain't going to be able to do nothing else, so I'm going to make sure I got everything else done, then I'm going to take some shots, I'm going to smoke, I'm going to do whatever, because I ain't got nothing else going on after. And what I'm seeing now from a lot of young men is that it's the exact opposite, that I am going to smoke, and I'm going to smoke so much that I don't forget about anything else during the day, because I ain't going to be able to, because I'm just going to smoke all day. Young man, here's my take, and it's a simple fix for it. But my take on it is, young man, if you are smoking all day long, it is only because you don't have other shit to do. I have always known people to say, you know what, I can smoke in that, but I can't really get down with it, if I got to go to work, or if I got to do this, or if I have to do that. In other words, that something else that has to be done took priority over the smoking. It's the ideal, young man, that, I got something more important to do. So if you find yourself smoking like that, and it's all day, every day, to where it's a problem, young man, it's because you don't have enough to do. And then the bad part about it is, you want to go and do more, but you can't because you're smoking so much. You don't feel like doing anything after that. And this can apply to alcohol too. But by and large, I'm talking about my weed smokers out here that know you're not going to have anything to do. You're not going to feel like doing anything else because you're high all of the time, right? So if you're not working, certainly smoking more weed is not going to help that. If you don't have a sense of direction, if any structure or anything like that going on in your life, smoking more isn't going to solve that, because that's not going to make you want to do the things necessary to create the structure that you need to, move into another direction. So, young man, I know it's a problem. I absolutely know it's a problem, because you drive by me and my windows are up. Shit, yours are too. And I can still smell the weed in your car, right? So I know it's an issue for you young men out here. How do you expect, as far as trying to find a job, as far as trying to find direction and stuff in your life, you're not going to find that high all the time? That should be a no-brainer, but just let me put that out there, right? That if you are a young man and you are, I can't find a job, I can't do this, I can't do that. 9 times out of 10, the reason that you can't do that is because you're high all the time, right? So we're going to have to change that. Young man, I have no problem at all, that if that's what you choose to do and if you enjoy that, I have no problem with, on a weekend when you have nothing else going on, when you get off work, as long as it doesn't interfere with the stuff that you have to do. Yeah, I guess I don't have a problem with that. But when it's interfering with everything that you have to do, and that's what's going on out here from what I'm hearing from these young men, when you can't go and fill out the job application, when you can't show up for the interview because you're high, when you do show up for the interview, you're reeking of weed, you look disheveled, you don't look put together because you have high at the interview. You can't give a good interview because you can't stay on a job because you want to get high all the time. You're absolutely going to pay a price for that. And the price you're going to pay for that is all of the time that is slipping by you, that you could be effective in some things, but you're not, because you're high all the time, right? Again, young man, I have no issue. You're working a full-time job and you're off Saturday and Sunday, and you do a few things Saturday and you don't have to go to work Sunday, and you want to blow at, knock yourself out. But if you got to be at work at 10 o'clock in the morning and you hitting before you go to work, and you know that they have a policy against that, you know that, it affects your job performance in that, you're begging to be fucked with. You're begging to be fucked with. All because, I want to smoke. That's kitty shit, young man. That's kitty shit right there. To risk and jeopardize making money, to risk and to jeopardize bettering yourself, all because, you want to be high. I mean, really listen to that. I want you to hear that. I know that media and music has made it fashionable to just be high all the time. But the guys that you are looking at on these music videos, they already got deals. So they got bread. You ain't got shit, right? But you're looking at them saying that, yeah, I want to be like that. And I just smoke all day and I'm, and you doing this, that, and the other, and ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. You are not those guys, right? Your Snoop Dogs and a lot of these rappers out here, they glorify that look that, but Snoop is sitting on millions of dollars. You ain't, right? So it's not hindering Snoop from getting the things that he needs. It's hindering you though. So again, if you find yourself doing that all day, every day, man, you have to stop. You just simply have to stop. Again, you cannot build yourself adequately high, right? I know people say that, the stativas, help my motivation, and bullshit, you're high. I'm sure it does. But again, you can be as high on sativa as you want to, but go in there and try to do a job interview with your eyes barely open and reeking of weed, right? You ain't getting hired. You ain't gonna keep a job that way, right? So, young man, you have to stop this. I mean, listen, I understand when you're young, the novelty of it. Again, you see it in culture. You see it on the rap videos. We kicking it. We outside. I get it. But at some point in time, you got to grow the fuck up. And, you 23, 24, 25 and high all day, that's kid shit. I'm telling you that to your face. That is kiddie shit, right? And what is going to happen is 23 will turn into 25, 25 will turn into 27, 27, and you'll still be blowing trees all day, looking like a fucking nut, right? Because there comes a time, young man, where you just get beyond certain things. So here's what I'm saying to you guys. If you find yourself caught up in that now, and you're doing that too much, no one's asking you to stop altogether. If you like getting high, you like getting high. But what I will tell you, young man, is there should be, and you can do this for yourself. You can say, I ain't smoking until my off days. Or I'm not smoking until, if you're not working, I'm not smoking until after, I go to my job interviews. Or I'm not going to smoke till after I hit the gym, until I'm going to make it so that I do all of the stuff that I need to do. Then I'll do that. I won't do that first, because if you do that first, that's going to fuck up all of the other stuff that you have to do in order to get yourself in a better situation. Right? Young man, it really is that simple, right? That I've been 20 something once, and for me, that was weekend type stuff, right? I couldn't do that and go out and work construction and I'm half high or half drunk from the night before. I could kill somebody out there. Same thing on your job. But what I see today, what you guys do in that instance, you just quit. Fuck it. You just quit. Young man, you can't keep doing that and be building towards something at the same time. Right? And my fear for you is that if you continue to do this, you'll stop, but you'll waste a good 10 or 15 years that you could have been doing some really good things for yourself, putting yourself in a better position than where you are right now, changing your identity and becoming something. You could have been spending that time doing that. But no, you just want to stay high all the time. A lot of it is escape too. Not wanting to deal with the present reality. So just let me escape by being high. Young men, whenever you come down, the shit is still there. Still there. And it's going to remain there until you deal with it. So getting high is just a temporary escape, right? It's comfort. It is taking the comfort route instead of taking the route of fixing your problems. At some point in time, you got to face that shit. It's just that simple. You can smoke for years, and whenever you come down, it's still going to be there for you to deal with. So if that's what you're dealing with, using weed as an escape from issues or problems, eventually you got to deal with that stuff. And maybe by actually dealing with it, right, you won't have to smoke so much. And by not smoking so much, now it opens you up for more possibilities of things that you could be doing to better yourself, right? So, young man, I get it. Again, music and culture makes that look real fashionable, makes it look real cool to walk around fucked up all day. But it's not. It's not, right? If you want something better for yourself, then you're going to have to get some resolve to put that weed down, or to put it down long enough so you can do the things that you need to be doing, right? So listen, that's all I got on that, man. Hope that adds some value to you guys. Listen, the 30-minute free strategy calls are still available. I'll link that in the description below, along with some other resources that I think will help you guys out, okay? So listen, I am the Over 50 guy / the online dad. We'll be back with another one soon.